Hello viewers, I hope you all are safe and well. Today's news is truly heartbreaking and tragic. It's a story that has deeply touched our hearts. So without any delay, let's dive into this sorrowful incident. Let's rewind a bit to the Halstead saga. We watched them, we rooted for them, we celebrated their unconventional wedding. They were that couple that made you believe in true love, even amidst the chaos of police work. But then, the rug was pulled out from under us. Halstead's departure from Chicago PD wasn't just an exit. It was a character assassination of the worst kind, especially when it came to his relationship with Upton. Instead of showing us the complexities and triumphs of a long-distance relationship, the show opted for a truly baffling narrative. Halstead, the man who fought so hard for Upton, suddenly ghosted her. He re-enlisted in the army, upped his commitment, and didn't even have the decency to tell her face-to-face. Can you imagine the pain, the confusion? It was a betrayal not just to Upton, but to every single one of us who had invested in their journey. Upton, heartbroken and left with no other choice, served him divorce papers. It was a gut-wrenching moment that left us with a feeling of incompleteness, a relationship unceremoniously discarded. And the worst part, there was no real reason for it. We all know countless people who make long-distance relationships work, especially those with partners in the military. It felt like a lazy, disrespectful way to write out a character and dismantle a fan-favorite pairing. Is history doomed to repeat itself with Carver and Violet? Now shift your gaze to Firehouse 51. After what felt like an eternity, we finally saw Carver and Violet get together in the Chicago Fire Season 13 final. A collective sigh of relief, right? We'd waited, we'd hoped. And finally, they were a couple. But then came the news that sent a chill down our spines. Jake Lockett, Carver, and Daniel Kiri, Ritter, are reportedly leaving the series. And just like that, the fear sets in. Are we about to witness another Halstead situation? It certainly feels that way. Carver's transfer request to Denver, combined with Lockett's impending departure, paints a grim picture for him and Violet. It's highly likely they'll be forced into a breakup. And here's the kicker. It probably won't be for any real, organic reason. Think about it. We've barely had any time to see Violet and Carver as an established couple. If they're simply ripped apart by an off-screen exit or a vague long-distance struggle that's never truly explored, it will be incredibly disappointing. We need to see them try, to see them struggle, to at least have the opportunity for a respectful, emotionally resonant goodbye, even if a long-distance relationship doesn't ultimately work out. Just a few phone calls or texts showing their genuine effort could make all the difference. We've waited so long for them. We deserve a more thoughtful conclusion to their story. Can Chicago Fire break the cycle? Here's the million-dollar question. Can Chicago Fire avoid this predictable and frustrating pattern? Is there a way for Carver and Violet to defy the odds and prove that long-distance relationships can indeed thrive in the Dick Wolf universe? The track record, unfortunately, isn't great. We saw a similar struggle with Casey and Brett after Casey's move. While they eventually got their happy ending with Brett moving to Portland, it only happened when Kara Kilmer chose to leave the series. This kind of happily ever after only if one character leaves the show feels a bit like a consolation prize, doesn't it? And let's not forget Natalie Manning and Will Halstead on Chicago Med. Their split after Natalie left the hospital felt abrupt, and while they eventually reconnected off-screen, it wasn't the kind of closure we often crave as viewers. Perhaps the showrunners are planning something similar for Carver and Violet, a future reunion if Violet also eventually leaves Firehouse 51. But even then, it would be a bittersweet victory, tinged with the sadness of losing another beloved character from the team. Violet is a long-standing, essential part of Firehouse 51, and her departure would be a significant blow. We're emotionally invested in these characters and their relationships. We want to believe in love and happy endings, even in the high-stakes world of first responders. But when relationships are repeatedly discarded in such an unsatisfying way, It erodes that trust and leaves us feeling a little cheated. What do you think? Are you preparing for another heartbreak, or do you hold out hope that Chicago Fire will finally give us the respectful, well-earned resolution these characters deserve?